welcome to this week's edition of In Conversation, and I'm delighted to say we have with us this week Colette Joyce and Father Dominic Robinson. So you're very, very welcome. Today we're going to talk about the care for creation, and I'm going to start off with you, Father. For you, what is care for the creation?
Well, the care for creation involves two key dimensions, really. That is reflecting on what creation is all about, wonder and awe at the beauty of the created world. That's the environmental world, and also us humans who inhabit that world. So, you know, Pope Francis, who has led on care of creation through his encyclical letter to the whole world, Laudato Si, he encourages us to reflect and to wonder at all of creation in all its interconnectedness. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would say is about response. So recognizing what we have done to plunder the resources of the world and asking ourselves, what can we do to care more for creation so that that beauty of creation might be there for generations to come?
Thank you. Colette, for you, it's not just Pope Francis that's been talking about this. Both John Paul II and Benedict XVI both spoke of ecological conversion. How important is it now for the Church to really make inroads in 2020?
It's never been more important, and it gets more and more urgent with every year. 50 years ago, Paul VI warned of ecological disaster if we didn't step up, so it's nothing new. But Pope Francis has taken it to a much bigger audience, I think. He's really reached out to the Catholic community and beyond. All sorts of people are reading his encyclical and taking on board his words. So we're at a really pivotal time in history where we have a chance to do something as an entire Catholic community, but actually as an entire human community.
So it's a very exciting time for us all, and that comes with it a lot of challenge. For you, Father, what would you like diocesan schools to be actively involved in?
There are lots of things which schools can get involved in, and it really depends on the nature of the school. It depends on the teachers, but it also depends very much on the pupils and the students, who can really suggest quite a lot here. Assemblies and lessons which are planned around care of creation. Outdoors, the great outdoors, and nature walks, for example, events outdoors which celebrate the beauty of creation. In classrooms, displays on biodiversity, climate justice, different aspects, different dimensions of what care for creation is about. There's another possibility, which is in conjunction with what's going on nationally, the Keep Britain Tidy campaign project, which is running all the way through the season in September. There's also a Justice and Peace diocesan competition around the season of creation for the greenest projects which can be initiated. So there are all sorts of possibilities, and the Justice and Peace Office is able to provide resources for those too.
Excellent. Colette, you work with the Justice and Peace Department. Could you tell us a little bit more about the resources and what practical steps you can help schools with in making sure they engage with this?
I do. I'm the coordinator for the Justice and Peace Office. So it's my job to encourage and support people around the diocese in parishes, schools and charities. So that means also linking up with the National Environment Office. We have a desk at the Bishops' Conference which focuses on this. So they produce some resources. CAFOD have a lot, which I recommend people look at, but we also have our own page of our website, which currently focuses on parishes, but hopefully by the time schools get to see this, there'll be more school materials as well, looking at assemblies. So we recommend going to those websites. You can also log on and register your events at the Vatican website, which is called Season of Creation. And they're inviting everyone around the world to demonstrate and showcase what they've been up to. So have a look at that as well. The links are all on our website.
That's excellent. For either of you, could you tell us, for the schools, what key dates they should put into the diary now for them to be ready and aware, so they can be engaged throughout this academic year, showing their commitment to care for creation?
1st of September is a day of prayer for those schools or teachers who are back. 6th of September is Climate Sunday, and that's a day set aside to focus on one of the most urgent of all the issues facing us for care of creation, and that's our atmosphere, the greenhouse gases we're putting into the environment, which, as you all know, are having an effect on heating the planet. And we need to look and think about what we as individuals and communities can do about that, and churches around the country are reflecting on that. And whether yours is or not, you can be thinking about it at home, you can be looking online, and you can be focusing on that issue on that Sunday. And then the other big date is the end, the 4th of October, which is the Feast of St. Francis of Assisi, patron saint of the environment. And that's another big time for prayer.
Father, for you, how can schools engage with the work that you're celebrating and promoting? Can they contact you? Would there be opportunities for you and Colette to speak to schools? How would you like us to sort of link up, with you in person, or obviously in our COVID-19 world, lots of meetings will be done online, but how best can we get schools to join with you on this important mission?
We'd be delighted to hear from individual schools and ask to come in if you wish during the season of creation, that we, Colette and myself, can come and talk to students and pupils, can talk to staff, can suggest ways in which we can celebrate the season of creation. And you can also visit our website, and the Justice and Peace website, which is part of the diocesan website, and you'll find the resources there. And you can phone us up, and we can have a chat on the phone. So we're ready and waiting, and we'd be delighted to get some invitations so that we can really celebrate this important season that Pope Francis is inviting us to across the schools of the diocese.
We're very much looking forward for you both to come and join us in our schools. For you, what would you like to see at the end of the celebration of the Care for Creation as a measure of success that our schools could have done?
I'd like to see a raised awareness across the schools. And that's certainly achievable. Why? Because it's happening already. Because Pope Francis recognizes this when he says in Laudato Si that young people actually are recognizing the need to care more for creation and not plunder the earth's resources. And he says in Laudato Si, the Pope, he says, young people have realized and really cannot understand why we continue to plunder the earth's resources. So a raised awareness across the schools, and at the end of this, perhaps, they might want to individually come up with a project which really does assist practically in caring for creation. And, we can advise on that. There are several possibilities there which will be available.
Thank you. For you, Colette?
Yeah, I'd really like to capture some of what's going on in schools around dioceses so that we can share it with one another and see what everyone's done, so we can mutually support and encourage each other. And the way we actually like to do this is we're actually inviting schools and parishes as well to compile a 3-minute video of how you have celebrated the season. So we would love each school to get a team together and come up with a short 3-minute video and submit it to us. And we'll hopefully produce a big wall of them on our Vimeo page so we can see around the diocese. And we'd really like that message to be forward-looking, not just what you did in the 1 month, but what message you want to give out to the world, to the legislators, to the people meeting at the Glasgow Climate Summit in November next year. What's your message for them? We'd love to capture some of that from the Catholic community to say that this is something our young people, our staff, parents, governors, all of us really, really care about.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you both for joining us today. I'm very grateful to you, and we look forward to working with you in this very, very special year for us all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you, JP.